Well, just want to start. I'm Zach Worsham with Winterwood. I want to thank you guys for bearing the weather with us this morning and being here to celebrate what is a great day for us, and we feel it's a great day for the city of Louisville. We're going to spend some time this morning thanking our partners who made this happen, but we want to make sure that while we're doing that we keep in mind and remember that really what we're celebrating today and what these partners made possible is providing 198 homes for folks with families here in the city of Louisville. And we're excited about what that's going to look like. We're excited to see this project come to fruition. And to start us off here, I'm going to invite our CEO, Mike Hines, to come and thank a few of our financial partners.
Thank you, Zach, and thanks everyone for joining us on a beautiful fall morning. Really appreciate that. So things like this don't happen without partnerships, and so it's my role to help thank our partners and try not to forget anybody, and if I do, I apologize in advance. So what you see behind us is the Foundry. It'll be 198 units, mix of 2 and 3 bedroom, affordable apartments. Wouldn't have been possible without partnership from Kentucky Housing Corporation for the tax credits and the private activity bonds, and the Louisville Affordable Housing Trust Fund with an allocation of resources for financing. In addition to that, we were able to secure investments with PNC Bank, Cedar Rapids Bank and Trust, Hope of Kentucky, as well as Grand Bridge to help us pull the financing package together. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't thank our partners, Weber Group. Thank you, Max. Appreciate it. And Kersey & Kersey, our architect. I don't know if we have anybody here with Kersey. Thank you. Yes. So thank you all. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike. Well, as Mike mentioned, this wouldn't be possible without some very special folks to us here in Louisville from the Louisville Affordable Housing Trust Fund. We have been so grateful for their partnership and for giving us an opportunity to work with them to see this happen. So at this time, I'm going to invite Christy McGravy to come say a few words.
Thank you. Well, good morning. My name is Christy McGravy, and I am the Executive Director of the Trust Fund. And I would like to thank you for the opportunity to participate in the groundbreaking for one of our largest projects to date. So we are really excited and really happy. The Trust Fund's $2 million investment will assist in yielding 198 new units. I said new. For families all across the income spectrum, 30 of which are reserved for families who make no more than $38,200 annually. Some families will make more, some will make less, but all are needed to create a truly mixed income community of affordability that is the foundation for rich, stable neighborhood. Stability, affordable, achievement. These are words that we often use when we talk about the impact of affordable housing. But what do they really mean? So glad you asked. Stability. Imagine a young widow whose family could have been turned upside down by the financial stresses from the loss of a parental income. Affordable housing was available, she got in, and now the trajectory of success for the entire family has been righted. In spite of this new horrific normal, she can hold her head up and still provide some of the things necessary for her children to thrive. That is stability. Affordable. A family of 4 who earns $38,000. After taxes and deductions, including health care, $25,000 a year is what she grosses, or they gross. So this family is working with a net pay of just over $2,000 a month. The average rent for a 2-bedroom unit in Louisville is about $1,000, and for a 3-bedroom, it's about $1,200 a month. You do the math. Figure out how that family eats, pays for transportation, clothing, and other necessities. In this case, that's unaffordable, and I dare say it's unsustainable. Finally, achievement. Because of the commitment to affordable housing over the past few years, the Trust Fund alone has assisted in the creation and preservation of more than 2,200 actually units that will close the gap of affordability for families like I just mentioned. Yes, we still have a long way to go, but when we know better, thanks to our housing needs assessment, when we know better, We can do better. And I am so thankful that we are all in positions of change and we all want to do better for the citizens of this community. Our community is richly blessed to have compassionate leadership. Thank you, Mayor Fisher. And those in Metro Council, like Keisha Dorsey is on our board. This is Rick Blackwell's district, and all the others who understand the importance of projects like this. And thank you, Winterwood, for making sure that projects like the Foundry are developed and that they are sustainable. I can't wait for the ribbon cutting. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Christy. And it's leadership from folks like Christy and Tanya that make things like this happen. And it's leadership from folks at the statewide level, from the Kentucky Housing Corporation, that makes things like this happen all across our state in mass unit counts and tons of investment and tons of economic development and, frankly, tons of stories like the ones that Christy mentioned. So at this time, I want to thank and welcome Jeremy Ratliff from the Kentucky Housing Corporation.
Good morning. On behalf of the board and the staff at KHC, it's my pleasure to be here this morning to celebrate this groundbreaking. It's very exciting when these projects come online. 198 families are going to have safe, affordable housing, which provides the foundation for transformative life for those families. And that's always very exciting. Kentucky Housing Corporation was pleased to be able to allocate $18 million of its bond authority for this project. It will result in approximately $960,000 worth of low-income housing tax credits, which would generate about $8.8 million for this project. Affordable housing is not cheap housing. As I said, it's quality housing. It's safe housing. That doesn't come cheap. It's affordable because we have some resources that are made available to us at the federal level, the state level, and thankfully at the city level. We thank Mayor Fisher for his partnership over the years. He's been a great partner of ours in the city of Louisville. We thank Christy for all the work she does with the Affordable Trust Fund. Those are valuable dollars that, as I said, it's not cheap, but without those dollars, it's unaffordable for these families. And we always appreciate our partnerships. It takes a lot of partners to put something like this together. We thank Winterwood for their partnership. They've been a partner of ours for a long time and done many wonderful projects throughout the state, not just in Louisville or Lexington, and we always appreciate their partnership. We appreciate PNC Bank and all of our other partners on this project. Without all of us coming to the table to put this together, it doesn't happen, and 198 families don't have these homes to live in. So we look forward to the groundbreaking and this project as it moves forward. Thank you.
Well, as we have our final guests come say a few words, I would be remiss if I didn't take a minute to thank a lot of folks here from our asset management team who spend a lot of time when the fun things like this are over, making sure that these projects are rented and that it's filled with families and making sure that these families have the quality, safe, affordable housing they need in the long term. So I do want to thank a lot of our asset management folks who are here. You can see those folks, and some of them are in the back and some of them are sitting down. And I would love for you guys to thank them for and encourage them as they take this project into the next 30 years and make sure that it's sustained well. And now, with that, I want to welcome a man whose leadership is what makes projects like this possible, and Mayor Greg Fisher.
Thank you, Zach. Well, everybody that's here knows the incredible amount of partners that are required to make this happen, and we've heard about all those. So I just want to say thank you to everybody again for coming together on projects like this. Our housing needs assessment shows we have a need for about 30,000 more affordable units in the city. 30,000. So if you're in this business, you're going to be busy for quite some time. And I'm really pleased over the past several years as we've been able to create the Affordable Housing Trust Fund with the council that we've been able to contribute about $45 million in the last three or four budget cycles to make sure that we can provide some gap financing to make these projects happen. Because, as has been said, the housing is affordable, but the housing is quality housing at the same time. And we all know that. Most of us probably had a warm place to sleep last night. But when I talk to our citizens that struggle with stable housing, and just that your world is thrown upside down. Everybody knows that. When it's like, am I going to be living here? Can I afford the rent? What about my 2 kids? What schools are they going to be transferring to? It just creates this turmoil that never has a happy ending to it. And that's why I really appreciate everybody that's in the affordable housing community, because yes, I mean, it's a business, it's a way of making a living, but it's a noble way of making a living because you're helping a lot of people that really need help. And in our city, in our country, we're the wealthiest country on the face of the earth. We should be able to figure it out, where everybody has stable housing, everybody has health care, and everybody has a pathway to education. But it all starts with a home. And this is just another incredible project for us here in the city that we keep coming together, and we're going to have more and more of these groundbreakings as more and more people get hope knowing that they can have a stable place to live. The council has been a good partner on this as well. We've been challenged with our budget cuts. The increased pension obligations that are being driven by the Kentucky retirement system are affecting all areas of our budget. So while we had been putting $10 to $12 million into the Affordable Housing Trust Fund, this last cycle was $5 million. I'd like to get it to $15 or $20 or $25 million. To do that, we need new revenue sources. We're working with the state. Hopefully they'll see the kind of pressure that local government is under, and it's not just us here in Louisville. I know you hear me complain about it a lot, but mayors and county judges all over the state are in trouble right now with their budgets. We'll be seeing some counties file bankruptcy in certain parts of our state. So we're not anywhere close to that, but we're a thriving, growing city that basically is the cash register for the entire Commonwealth as well. So the better we do, the better it helps the Commonwealth of Kentucky also. So as you talk to your state representatives, senators, governor, Metro Council folks, advocate for more money for affordable housing and more relief so cities and counties can have more revenue opportunities so we can support great projects like this. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. When you think about the dreams that are going to be coming true in these units behind here, and the smiles and the light in the eyes of the kids when they're driving up here and say, Mommy, this is where we're going to live, and compared to where they were living, it's going to be great. And we're talking also about teachers living here. We're talking about firefighters living here. We're talking about policemen living here. So it's the backbone of our city that comes to life with projects like this. And last, obviously today's a big day. Only 30% of Kentuckians, it's predicted, are going to get out and vote today, which is really a shame. The democracy is built on each one of us participating. So if you haven't gotten out and voted today, please make an extra effort to do that. And if you need to take somebody to the polls as well, please do that as well. And then we'll see what the results are, and then we'll all get back together and work on what's good for our community. So thanks, everybody, for this great project today.
Well, thanks again, everybody, for being here. We're going to step over here for a moment and turn some dirt. So, all right. Very good. We'll go on.
Everybody look forward and get a nice picture first.
Okay. Too much.
All right. Then, all right, you want to go, Fred? Zach?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Hey.
All right, it's official.
Ground broke.